Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons about investing in California and also out of state. I'm going to be showing you some of my investment projects out of state. Let's go! Hello everybody, welcome back to Jack in the House. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons about investing in California and also out of state. So since the pandemic, a lot of the landlords are not getting their rent from the tenants. Then they're not even able to evict them, and so they just gotta be paying that mortgage. Who knows that when are they ever gonna get the tenant out and then get another new tenant? So that's why some of the landlords are actually selling their properties, cashing out, and purchase other investment property out of state because they are much more landlord friendly. Today, I'm gonna be showing you some of my investment project out of state. Let's go! So now let me take you to Memphis, Tennessee. So now behind me, this is the property that I had purchased a couple years ago. And so I'm gonna be sharing with you some pros and cons about owning property out of state. Number one, the purchase price is much cheaper. So for this property, I was able to go in with even just 20% down. And I purchased at just $50,000. In California, you can only buy a car for $50,000. So number two, the rent here is much more lucrative as a landlord. So I was able to get this property for $50,000 and I was able to get it rent out around $800 to $1,000. So if you're able to purchase this property cash, what that means is that I'm gonna be generating ballpark about $10,000 from this property. So basically I have ballpark about 20% returns, which you can't do that in California. Number three, if you were to purchase property out of state, the travel expense is tax deductible. And the downside of owning a property out of state is that the appreciation rate is much lower. So I purchased this property for about $50,000 and then it's been about 6 to 7 years. Right now it's probably worth around $70,000. So secondly, I think this is the biggest downside of owning a property out of state. It is harder to manage. So obviously you gotta hire a property management company, but since you're not around, it's harder for you to see it, to fix the problem since you're not close by. So you gotta heavily rely on the property management company. So number three, the downside of owning a property out of state is that if you were to purchase a property in a different time zone, for instance, we're in California, if you were to purchase a property in Florida, if I have to go over to go see the property or to build my power team, like contractor, property manager, then I gotta travel over, and oftentimes the whole day is gone and I may have to stay there for like a day or two. So that's the three downside of owning a property out of state. So let's go back to California. This dog is heavy as So we'll come back to California. Here's another property that I own, and right now the property value is worth around $430,000, and the market rent is about $2,300 to $2,400 per month. So you'll be able to get ballpark annual rent close to $30,000. Based on that, if we were to calculate the return, it's about 6%, which in California is pretty good. So as you can see, if I were to compare to out of state, I'm able to get 20% return by owning a property out of state, and here only 6%. And again, 6% is actually considered pretty good here in California. But I owned this property for about 5 years as well. And when I got it, it was worth $325,000. So in the last 5 years, it actually appreciated for about $100,000, which, as you can see, the appreciation rate is much higher than out of state. And it's so close to me. It only takes me about 15 minutes to drive to my property. And it's so much easier to manage. In fact, I'm actually managing this property myself. The downside of owning a property in California is that if the tenant doesn't pay rent, then it's gonna take me a long time to get the tenant out. Like if I'm lucky, I can get them out in like a month or two. If I'm unlucky, it could take 6 months, 9 months, or even more than 12 months to get them out because California is a tenant-friendly state. And also, purchasing a property here in California is more expensive. It requires more capital to get in. So if you want to go invest in some state that's more landlord-friendly, you can go take a look at Texas, Florida, Indianapolis, Arizona, or Georgia. And another downside of purchasing a property in California is just that property is simply just more expensive. So whether or not you want to invest property here in California or out of state, the most important thing is to have a team, have a right team to help you out. Either help you find the property or manage the property, repair the property. So whether you're looking here in California or in out of state, we have connection all over the United States or even in Canada. So if you're looking for investment property, just give me a call. If you like this show, please comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!